Okay, we're back with everybody. Fill me in. First of all, I want to go back to this idea that it's the end of February, but probably not too early for parents to at least be exploring what they're going to be doing. And I don't necessarily mean sending their kids off to Colorado, but also sending their kids to the local park in the city, right?
That's correct. Local parks and recreation, where we offer programming, we offer a free breakfast and lunch, and we offer a safe yet stimulating environment that's often very, very close to home. So even if they don't have transportation, they can walk.
Yeah. And more demand than space every year, probably.
Every year we have young people that are on waiting lists that may not make it into camp because we do fill up, because we are competitive and yet we're free. And we're fun. And the word spreads in the neighborhood. You want to go to Wold Camp, or you want to go to Cherokee, or you want to go to Tandy. Don't miss it. And we really are very patient and gentle with children who do not know how to swim. We make sure everyone swims.
Yeah. Tell me more about your guys' experiences. Anybody personal experiences, again, that comes back from a summer activity, a summer camp?
I went to a day camp at our junior high school. And they had, I didn't know what I was missing. I had friends that went away to sleepaway camp. I had a great time. And my favorite was art. And when I was old enough to be a junior counselor, which I think is another important aspect of a lot of the camp programs, is a job for a teenager, I became an art counselor at a camp, and I absolutely loved it. And it really taught me a lot about perspective and creativity and curiosity and fun.
I would agree with Maxine. I've been a camper and a counselor, and being a counselor is almost as much fun as being a camper. It's hard work, and you don't get the pay that you would at a normal job, but you get the psychic income, I would say, from a job well done.
Choosing the right people for any kind of a program is important in terms of the kinds of young people. I'm guessing it's mostly young people who are teaching or being camp counselors or day camp people. Do you find you get a lot of people coming up through the program who end up helping out?
Yes, as particularly if they have high energy. You have got to have high energy to work with groups of young people. And once they're hooked, they come back year after year. We have a lot of volunteers, and you mentioned community programs and community service. We also can give community service hours. If young people who are older than 16 want to come and volunteer, they are welcome to get in touch with us, and we will grant community service hours, and they have fun too. They make friends.
And Elliot, again, I think the thing here is that there's more out there than people imagine, and maybe it's more accessible than people imagine. Is that what the service is going to help show people?
Right, so that was the goal with Blueprint for Summer STL. So we wanted to make it as easy to use and as accessible as possible, so you can use it on any device. There's already over 1,500 sessions, and it's time to start planning. So there's almost 400 out of those 1,500 that have scholarships available. So even if there's a cost, there's a lot of opportunity to find the right program and find the right price for you.
So let's go back to this issue. Again, the camp is great, should be fun, you should learn something, you should have some great memories. But this idea of keeping the mind active, right? I won't say continuing to learn and to teach, but keeping the mind active. Is that what this is about?
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely important, and we feel like a great school doesn't have to be a place where learning is boring or learning is just real stagnant. We believe a great school can be a place where can be just as fun as any other camp or any other activity, and we believe our school can be like that for our kids, right? So it's a place where we're stimulating the mind, and we're creating opportunity in a place where with kids are learning throughout the year, not just in 9 months.
You know, one of the things that I think is really interesting about the proverbial classroom is that many of these camps offer programs in other people's classroom. Like there will be a COCA camp right here at the 9 Network, teaching kids how to produce a news story, how to produce a television show. There's cooking camps that are in actual restaurants and in Sweetology, where they're going to teach kids how to decorate cakes. At Third Degree Glass Works, they're going to be teaching children how to blow glass and create artwork in those buildings, not at COCA or not in a park necessarily, but in another classroom.
Yeah.
And I think making a building like this turn into a classroom, I think that's the greatest opportunity for all of our children in the community, is for them to see how life really unfolds, what a job really takes in a fun environment. And maybe they'll be, Jim Kircher someday. Maybe they'll be an artist. Maybe they'll be a coder. But they would not have discovered that had they not had an exposure to the camp opportunity that's available here in St. Louis. It's amazing what's available.
Aaron, what do parents need to realize? I hate to preach to parents, because parents are busy people and they care about their kids and they know their kids. So I don't want to say what should we be telling parents, but that's what I'm going to say. What should parents understand about the value of summer or different programs, but also not the need, now it's me saying it, not the need to overdo it?
Yeah, I think balance is good for our students, and giving them a variety of options so that they can really kind of decide, what kind of works for them, which is why it's really great that there's so many opportunities out there that they can really kind of pick and choose what might work for them.
Yeah.
I would like to piggyback on that, because I think where school speaks to the intelligence quotient of a child, summertime can really speak to the emotional quotient of a child. And
Yes.
what they're learning at a summer camp, whether it's the most back to basics or a sports-oriented camp, they're really learning to unlock different portions of their brain. They're learning to navigate choices and choosing activities. They're taking part in the responsibility chart of the cabin. There's just so much more to summer camp than people realize. And I think if you speak to any director of an overnight camp, he or she will be so passionate about what they're teaching their kids and their philosophy of their camp. It's not just some place to send your kids, much more than that.
What are the trends for you guys? I mean, are kids coming in now and saying, okay, we want to play soccer and we want to, we'll color, but are they also demanding, things, saying, can we do this? We want to do that.
Every year we are asked if we can extend camps. Can we start earlier and go longer?
By the kids or by the parents?
Both.
Okay, I get the parents part, yeah.
The kids, and the last day of camp, the kids don't want to leave. They've made friends. They hug their counselors. Some of them cry. They exchange numbers. They sign T-shirts. They sign shoes. They sign everything. But we've been asked the most, can we extend the camps? And we simply aren't able to. I really have a lot of respect for city government that we continue to do this at no charge.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what we get the most of. Could you go through July? And no, we can't at this time.
I used to get questions all the time. Okay, the day camp ends, and now I need 1 week to fill between day camp and the start of school. And, so they'd ask me for August 8th through 14th. That's a little bit more minutia than I know, and I'm so thrilled with Blueprint for St. Louis that this is now an available resource for families, because they can search literally by the week. With
Yes.
2 working parents, it's not necessarily a luxury anymore for summer camp. It's a necessity, and so they have to fill the whole
Right.
summer.
Yeah, and I would imagine at some camps, there's computers being used. Is there still an idea that put your cell phones away and let's have camp?
Yes.
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 My daughter goes to
Yes.
a camp where there's no screens allowed.
Is that right?
She can't even have an iPod if it has a screen. So they are completely no technology whatsoever. And she actually loves it. She says she doesn't miss it at all.
Yeah.
And that's true with us as well.
But there's also some great camps in St. Louis at the Science Center, at the Challenger Space Camps, and different places, COCA too, where they're teaching kids to use a computer as a possible job, a career, how to program, how to code, how to do robotics. And those are things that are fun too. They're not always bad, especially when they're being applied to learning. And some kids may not have that access to that kind of equipment and those tools in the schools that they go to.
Okay, Stu.